a faux sense of a relationship with Jared and Jensen based on their smell. It's like a pheromone, and it will entice you to come back and do it again, and sit closer, and buy more photo ops, and do the totem pole, and do the angry sheriff, and do other fun poses that are beyond just standing there. You will come with props. You will do things that you promised yourself you would never do. You've looked through the photo blog like, well, I would never do that, and I would never do that. You'll be doing that. And you'll be coming up with other things to do. Things you have to apologize for later. Things that will live online, and when you get old enough and you have children and they find it online, they go, Mother! Why were you doing that? And why were you dressed like a unicorn?
And you look at them, you'll turn to them and you'll say, Blame the Musk.
Yeah. Blame the Musk. It's out of my hands. Blame the Musk. Yea, though I attended the high church of the Holy Dick, and I was warned that the Musk shall engulf me, and it shall make me do things that are not in thine best interest, and shall live on thine internet for all of time in perpetuity, with no legal ramifications to befall upon creation, or Rob, or Rich, or Jared, or Jensen. You have no legal recourse. You must live with the fact that you got engulfed, got sucked into the musk. You got musked.
You're in a musk tornado.
You got Jade. You're in the eye of the storm, Robbie. You're right, it's a tornado. Where you get thrown out, I have no idea. You're starting here. You're going to land somewhere far, far, far away. Emotionally, mentally, you'll never be the same.
I've been there for about 7 years now.
We lost Robbie 7 years ago.
They call me Musk adjacent.
Which, by the way, it really ups your property value. If you can get a piece of property out there.
Hey.
You have the spillover from the Musk schools, and you get a...
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm just warning you. Because you're going to leave here feeling like you have a shot. You're going to put pictures of you and Jared and Jensen up in your cubicle, and people are going to ask you if that's your boyfriend, and you're going to look them right in the eye and go, yes. Yes,
it is. In fact, smell my arm.
And your big, stupid, dumb boss who doesn't get it, so you lie to him because he wouldn't let you have a day off for this if the world depended on it, and he's an a-hole who walked by and go, that's who you went to see this weekend? Yes, Jerry, that's who I went to see this weekend. Do you need something? No, I mean, I was wondering if you checked the file. I'll get to it, Jerry. Do you mind? I'm working. Okay. You look good in the file. I don't want to hear it, Jerry. Move on. Next topic, Terry. Jesus. He's pushing it.
Every day, that Jerry.
Ah, God. Give me a day off. That's why you lie. I know. I know you told your parents you had a study group in Seattle.
For 3 days.
I know you lied and said you were sick. I know you told people you were going to a conference and they said it's for a TV show. You said, no, it's not. It's an insurance seminar. I'm investing. And you are investing. You're investing your life. You're investing your heart. You're investing your soul. You're investing a chunk of you that you will not get back. Because you are about to be sucked into the vortex of the musk, and you will be churned out, and you will be tossed around like clothes in a dryer, and you will love every freaking second of it, because this is supernatural. And there's Jared and Jensen. And you don't go to the rodeo unless you want to hop on the bull, baby. And that's what we're doing today. Let's do it, Robbie. Let's get it going. You're welcome. Before you cook a steak, it is wise to tenderize the meat. That is why we flew in this next guest. We didn't want to throw you to the wolves unprepared. We thought we'd bring out A-list, locally grown talent to entertain you. Together for Seattle's own Tim Amundsen.
There's a cat sucking.
also good musicians.
Thanks, so are you. How about Tim Almison last night?
Music you play.
Yeah, how many of you showed up to the show last night? How many of you saw the show? Two things I'm going to tell you. A, Robbie, I don't like it when you lie to people, and it has not been a long time since you rock and rolled. You did it all night last night with that band. Well done, everybody. Secondly, I know Tim and I have mentioned this before, but I think you retweeted a photo that was fun to see. The last time I played bass on a stage with Tim, and he was playing harmonica.
First time I ever played harmonica.
Yeah, and so the last time we did that together, 1990?
1989.
Tim and I went to college together. And
You're really excited. Settle down.
Tim and I went to college together. I had a band. Tim came up, played harmonica for one song, and then took all the hot chicks home, and the band and I unloaded the gear. And we played another 3 hours without it. That's pretty much how it went. To a library full of no one. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Tim Amundsen.
But before you go, Richard, to echo what you said to me in Nashville 2 weeks ago, Richard, we've known each other a long time.
Yeah?
I've waited 30-something years to say, welcome to my hometown.
Thank you, Timothy. You're a gracious host. Thank you, sir.
Wait, where are you going? Don't leave me.
You're doing great.
I don't know what I do.
I know you get nervous on stage in front of people. I mean, it's always with your intro.
There's a lot of people here. Good God!
Enjoy, Timmy!
I don't know what Rich was saying before. He said the Seattle crowd's not very good. They're not a lot of people going to come. But boy, you proved them wrong. Hi, everybody. I'm Timothy Amundsen. I play Kane on the television program Supernatural. You've seen it? Excellent. I am also King Richard on a television program called Gallivant. Thank you very much. I was a guy named Lassiter on television. And because it was just a few days ago, I was Seamus McTiernan. I'm the same staffer. Luck of the Irish. Oh yeah. Make me feel old with that one. So, I've been kicking around for a while, is the moral of that story, but I'm delighted to be here with you, and thank God for Supernatural, because it's brought me here with all of you. I got some good news for you. Who's seen me at a panel before? Okay, good. So I can tell all the same stories, and only a few of you will be bored. But here's the really exciting stuff. This schedule that they have us on is often, not complaining. It's not the easiest thing in the world. You're flying in and out. You go to rock and roll shows. You party like a rock star with your friends. You tend to consume various amounts of fully legal substances. And then you get up really early and come see people like this. Normally in my panels, let's just say I'm less than fresh. I'm perhaps a little hungover, really exhausted. Today, however, you're getting full Timmy. I was so freaking tired last night because I had 4 hours of sleep the night before because I had to go to my friend Marco's house and drink whiskey for a late St. Patrick's Day party. And then got home and packed and got up and got on the plane. So I had no sleep yesterday. I was not quite firing on all cylinders. If you came to the show last night, that was the results of about 6 hours fully infused espresso, just constant. So last night I, for once, made an adult decision and went home after the show and went to sleep. Let me tell you, it makes all the difference in the world. So those who came to the panel, the little meet and greet this morning, 10 of you, you actually got me forming complete sentences, so that was nice. So anyway, my moral of my story is I'm here for you, and let's answer some questions, shall we? Oh, okay. Just for God's sakes, turn that light down. Hi!
Hi. I saw in an interview that you were talking about all the stuff you had to go through to get King Richard, and all the auditions you had to do, and that you had a song that you sang for them from Les Mis, and then you eventually had to sing one of the songs from Gallivant. What did you sing?
What did I sing? So, thank you for that question. Gallivant, the television program. Oh, thank you for turning the light down. Whoever actually listened to me and did that. So, if you've seen the television program Gallivant, and I think some of you have, it's present company excluded. It was the greatest job of my life. I was. It's one of the roles that I was sort of born to play, and it took me 5 months to get the job because ABC wanted a British movie star, like you do. So when I first went in, they're like, "Look, you're kind of a backup." God, they didn't say this, but we all know the story. I was the backup guy in case the movie star didn't want to do it, and we knew he wasn't going to do it. So, but it took me 5 months of auditioning to get in, from the very first time to getting the job, which is a really long time to wait for the job of your life to finally someone to say, yes, you get to do it. But for the very first audition, I sang Stars from Les Mis. I didn't write it. I don't know why you're applauding. And in the meantime, here's the nice thing here's the positive side of having to wait 5 months to get a job. I took singing lessons, and I learned how to sing. Well, I don't know that I learned how to sing, but I took some singing lessons, and it helped. So by the time the final audition came about, they said, okay, you're going to have to sing again. I said, great, because I can do it better. I said, but now you have to sing a song from the show. Because in those 5 months, the show was actually written, and the songs were ready. And everyone else was already cast and had been cast for months. And I got really angry, frankly, because I had to sing. If you saw the pilot, Richard has the big number in the pilot. And I had to sing that song. And I just was furious. It was like, I swore a lot. I'm not swearing today because there's children here. But basically, like, this is not fair. Other people, I'm going to be judged at a different level than the other cast has because I've got to sing a Menken song and Menken's going to hear it and la 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 and it's, well, yeah, man. And that lasted about 12 hours. And I finally just went, you know what? You want to do a Big One musical? Shut the hell up and learn the song. Because on this thing, they gave me like 2 days to learn it. Because it was like, if I get this job, this is the level that I'm going to have to be performing at. Because sometimes you get 2 days to learn a song. And this is what professional people do. The song and dance people. They're just that good. So it was just fear talking. I mean, it doesn't matter how long I keep doing this. You're always petrified that you're not going to measure up. And so I got past my BS ego and learned the damn song, and there was a happy ending because I got the job. So thank you for your question.
You got it.
Most of my answers are not going to be that long, I promise you. Look over here now. Hi.
Hello. So first I wanted to say thank you for Psych, my best friend that's here with me. That's like how we became friends. I whispered under my breath at something for someone to suck it. And she said,
Suck it!
Suck it! And she said,
Although did Lassiter ever say suck it? I think maybe
No.
once he might have slipped it in.
right. So she looked at me and she's like, do you like Psych? And I said, did we just become best friends? And we did. So on our way here, we had a conversation about if Lassie and Kane and King Richard end in a Mexican standoff. How does that play out for you? And who takes it down?
Well, first of all, that'd be a damn sexy Mexican steak. I think it would end in a draw because they would all just be standing there admiring just how blue everyone's eyes were. And then Lassiter would be like, God, if only I could grow a beard like that. I mean, I can grow a beard, but they won't let me because the stupid department rules. And then Richard would be like, what's that in your hands? Come. Is that what they do now? They shoot people. What about the arrows? They shoot me how that works, man. And Kane would be like, man, you both are just crazy. It's funny. But you still have awesome hair. So it would end in a tie.
I love it. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hey, Tim.
Hi.
I'm wondering, what do your kids think of your role as Kane in the show Supernatural?
What do they think of my role as Kane in the television program Supernatural? I'm going to be honest, they haven't seen it. My daughters are 11 and a half and 14. My oldest has just gotten into the show. One of her girlfriends turned her on to it. But because she's a purist, she started from the beginning. And, which I have to say, I admire her greatly for that. So it's been like 5 months, I don't know how long, maybe even less, that she's probably into season 5, I think. And Oprah's like, honey, you know, you can't just fast forward to my episode. They're sort of, in a way, they're sort of standalone episodes with, you know, once I give you the background, she's like, no. No. So she absolutely loves the show. And one of the coolest things, I was able to take her and my other daughter and one of her girlfriends to the Burbank convention and crash it. And they got to meet the boys. The boys were very nice, and I got the most cool dad points ever. So that was pretty freaking awesome. And I brought her a Loudon Swain. Is it Loudon or Loudon? Loudon. Thank you. I was right the first time. I brought her a Loudon Swain hat from the Nashville Con, so that was pretty dope. Rob's son actually goes to the same school as my daughter, so they were like, that was cool. And she just recently started watching Psych, so that was fun. It's fun to have kids now at an age where they not appreciate what you do, but like sort of get to watch the stuff you do and actually like it and become fans. And because they grew up going Europe and Canada, and they were on set with me and they had no idea what I do and didn't frankly give a rat's ass, as they shouldn't. So that's been kind of cool. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to Washington.
Thank you. Which, by the way, anybody remember the John Dance movie theater? That's where I had my very first job. There's a movie theater like literally across the street, around the corner. I think I was 15 and lied about my age to get the job. But literally, this is, I mean, not. I grew up northward near Crossroads, that area. So, but still, this is literally my hometown. That's not my house. So it's lovely to be back. So thank you.
So I first saw you on Psych, and when you were cast in Supernatural, I was so happy because I loved Lassie and your character's Kane. So in both shows, you've had to work with two dynamic duos, Sean and Gus, and Dean and Sam. So my question is, if you were in an apocalypse, which duo would you go with, Sean and Gus or Dean and Sam?
I think we know it's Dean and Sam. Unless it's an apocalypse where you can kill zombies by making them laugh, I think we know it's going to be the boys here. Yeah, that's a great question.
Thank you.
But not really, because it's so obvious. Hello?
Hello. So I've noticed on Twitter that you've been fangirling over a certain musical, also starring Supernatural alumni, Leslie Odom Jr. And he was on the show. So I would love to see you in Hamilton as King Richard, or King George. So I just want to know what your favorite song in Hamilton is.
You say the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry of your tears that you hurl in the sea when you see me walk by. Oh, why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. No, I don't know the song. I love that musical so freaking much. We're obviously talking about Hamilton. I saw it a month ago. I was in New York doing press for an event and paid a lot of money to get a ticket. Because I'm like, I'm going to throw money at this problem. You can't get a ticket to this thing. And Karen David, who plays Princess Isabella, was with me. I was like, Karen, you really? It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Because I'm never in New York, so like we have to see this cast. I don't care what. I would have paid double what I paid. Within the second or third song, started weeping. I cried through about a third of this musical. It was just, and it's not the subject matter, it's just that it's, I don't know, something just went through me. So I love it. I have secretly, not so secretly, been loving to get on that show. I tweet a lot. I don't know if you're aware of that. And so I started tweeting about the music a lot, and they meant well. And I've since met a lot of people who know Lynn. God, help a brother out. One of my greatest, not achievements, but something that excited me more than anything. You know how, I don't know if any of you have done this, but when you tweet me, and like I said, I do. Anybody follow me on the Twitter? Yeah. Okay. I am on that thing way too much. But if I like a tweet, it's my way of saying, thanks, that's awesome. And I want to acknowledge that because because it opens a lot of times a can of worms that I don't have time to respond, but I like it. And sometimes people are very sweet and go, oh my God, Tim just liked one of my tweets, and sometimes they'll take a screen cap and put it. Lin-Manuel liked one of my tweets. And don't you think I don't have a screen cap of that like. I truly was like, so I'm saying, I feel it, I understand, I get if the boys would have liked something you tweeted, how excited you would get, and that was, so.
Well, you've got the supernatural connection in the cast, so.
True. So start lobbying Lin-Manuel.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lovely.
Hello. Love your hair.
I am such a shameless whore.
So, I've been meaning to ask this question for a while now, but every time I actually get near, I know some of the people that they're like, oh, panel's closed, time to go home. So close. Anyways, my question is like, so we've seen demons, ghosts, and I think there was an episode with fairies and leprechauns.
Yes.
So like, we see all these other creatures, but there's skeletons. Have they ever heard or planned on making a skeleton episode? Because that's the one monster I haven't seen.
Are they ever planning on making an episode with skeletons?
Maybe.
How the hell should I know? I'm not a writer on the show.
I don't know, like when you were...
I'm lucky enough to get hired. I show up, I say the words, I try and look pretty. I'm the vaguest idea. Now, were they to come to me and say, hey, Tim, we can't decide, should we do an episode with skeletons? I'd be like, hell yes, do an episode with skeletons. You bet every other goddamn creature on. Have they had a unicorn?
Yes.
Well, I guess skeletons are all that's left. Trolls, gremlins? Did they do gremlins?
No, I don't think so.
How about skeletons and gremlins? Battle to the death. Thank you for your question. I guess I'm going to call Robbie Thompson and tell him to do a skeleton episode. Hi.
Hi. So I was wondering, I love psych and I love supernatural, and I was wondering, how did you prepare for the two different roles of Carlton and Kane? Like, because they're totally different characters, I feel like.
Well, I think the short answer is I'm an amazing actor.
Yes, very true.
And the long answer is, I'm an amazing actor? I kid. I'm an amazing actor. Honest to God, it's in the words. These scripts are great. I mean, Lasseter did 120 episodes of it, so he certainly evolved over the course of the show, thank God, because very often in television, certainly procedural stuff, you're playing the same person just over and over. They never evolve. You never can see anything, and you're just serving the dead body of the week. And Psych was very much not that, which is why we had such an amazing time, and why it was so good, and why people go, oh, it looks like you guys were having so much fun, because we're having so much fun. With Kane, actually there is a real answer to this question. Robbie and I had coffee before I started, and he pitched me You can tell me if I'm wrong. Old Man Logan? Am I saying that correctly? Okay, yeah, so graphic novel where Wolverine, again, correct me if I'm wrong, sort of you see him older and he's sort of pulled back in. That was sort of one of the kernels that he wanted to use. Unforgiven is certainly some source material, the Clint Eastwood, one of the greatest Westerns ever made. So he sort of he planted those seeds, if you will, and then the rest of it was just in the writing. And I knew that was the direction he wanted to go. And as long as I know where the writer wants to take it, then it's my job to push in that direction. John Badham and I had dinner when he first got to town before my first episode. We just sort of got on the same page, and it was exactly what Robbie wanted of this sort of, not redemption, but the reluctance, the story of the reluctant. To me, he's the hero. And there you have it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Excellent. I'm just impressed I got Old Man Logan right. Hello.
Hi. So a lot of people ask questions what it's like working with your co-stars. I was wondering what it was like working with a real live dragon.
Thank you for asking. She, of course, is referring to Tad Cooper. He wasn't the best. I don't know if you have worked with a dragon before, specifically a bearded dragon. They don't do a lot. As far as acting partners go, they're a bit wooden. Sometimes they're rubber because they're eventually made out of rubber. Because we had this lizard, this cute little lizard. His name was Bruce. Because we were shooting in England in the winter, he would always get cold, so we kept him on a hot water bottle, and then in between takes, I'd tuck him in my doublet and keep him warm. He's this cute little thing. He just did nothing. Occasionally he would blink. Once, I think when I'm singing my love song to Tad, because that's the show I was on, my dragon pal and me, and I'm laying on the tree limb, and I think I touched his nose, and at one point he went like this. That was the most interaction I got from him. And then when we went to Morocco, because we finished the show in freaking Morocco, because we were epic, we could not import Tad to the country, so they brought a really crappy looking rubber one. So when you go back and watch for the 17th time, especially the Morocco stuff, that's all a rubber dragon. Which, one of the crazy things is, as an actor, you're like, my God, my life is absurd. When Tad is injured, I'm not saying what happens to him, but I think Tad's dead. You gotta watch the show. It's the craziest, batshit crazy show in the world. I come to him and I'm doing the scene, and I'm literally tearing up, I'm crying. My lizard's dead. Like, my puppy's just been hit by a car. And our showrunner comes up, John Hoberg, this our amazing writer and showrunner, comes up to me afterwards. He's like, what I was just crying. You literally just made me cry over a scene you had with a rubber lizard. It's like, what do we do for a living? This is madness. But sometimes it's just freaking weird. So.
My friend Hannah in England, don't know her, it's okay. She recently got me into your work, and I think you're an amazing actor, and I really like everything I've seen you in, so, keep that up.
Thank you very much. I will do my damnedest. Thank you very, very much. Love the hat.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, it's not a hat. It's a feather mohawk. It's like clipped in my hair. I made it.
It's pretty goddamn awesome. Hi, Tim. I'm nice. Go back to the microphone. Tell me what's your question?
Hi. You just seem so cool and suave.
Because I totally am.
Or maybe you're just a really good actor. But
That too.
I wondered if you had like any embarrassing moment stories where you were embarrassed.
God, yes. What embarrassing. Thank you. Lovely to meet you. Love the hat. Or that hair piece thing. Embarrassing. Yeah, here's an embarrassing story. Getting cast in Gallivant, and for all intents and purposes, getting cast as a singer. An actor who can sing. And still in the early stages of my vocal training, if you will. And we're in England, and we're in the recording studio. And Alan Menken is there, and if you don't know Alan Menken, if you ever heard a Disney song, he probably wrote it. Like, we're talking, let's go over the list briefly. Little Mermaid, Little Shop of Horrors, I can't even think of it, just Aladdin, just on and on. Everything you grew up listening to that's Disney, unless it was written in the 50s, it's Alan. So he's kind of a big deal. And it's not so much embarrassment as utter terror when the note's too high and I'm not a good enough singer to hit it. And seeing them through the glass, like the disappointment on all their faces going, she's not that good. And then to have Alan come in the booth with me and try and give me a crash course in vocal technique, and I don't know what the hell he's talking about, and all I'm thinking is, I guess I will be on the next plane back to the US because they're gonna, and there was just nothing quite like that fear, and I'm red and I'm flop sweating, and it was horrible. So I vowed that was never gonna happen to me again. So even over hiatus, I sort of doubled down on singing lessons, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. But that's a pretty good one. For me, personally, that was probably one of the worst. I got a lot of others, but they're too scarring. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good quotes throughout the entire series, and I know my favorites, but what are your guys' favorite quotes that you both have done?
What's a padalecki? Or you married fake Ruby?
Basically anything from the French Mistake, apparently, is
the key in the lock. Family Don't End in Blood is obviously a pretty awesome one.
Yeah, there were a lot of real, a lot of good ones in the pilot, and I think that needed to be, because that really set the tone of what the show would become. So the driver picks a music, shotgun, ... There's a lot of those kind of key phrases, I think, that have happened over the course of the years that
we got work to do,
that have defined it.
That's good.
Yeah, that was also in the
pudding. That's a word.
Yeah, it's not so much a phrase, it's just an expression.
Forever on the internet now.
Oh, what's the other one? Monsters I Get, Humans Are Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
What were your favorites, out of curiosity?
Well, sorry, but they're both Dean.
Great.
Quotes.
Hey, that's fine.
My first one is, the whistle makes me their god. And the other one was, don't you dare think there is anything past or present that I would put in front of you.
Along the same lines. Awesome. Thank you so much.
And happy 1 year anniversary for AKF. Jared.
Happy 1 year, everybody.
Hi.
I just wanted to know if you were going to have any more kids. And if possibly, maybe
ask my wife. She's over there.
Misha,
Yeah, we're the wrong people to ask in this scenario. I don't know. As most of you know, there's a formula to that.
What?
And sometimes the formula works and sometimes it doesn't. So,
but it's fun to try. love math. I started saying that with a full breath of air, and so it was just going to come out no matter what. I couldn't stop it. Like the train had left the
What
station.
was coming out?
Nothing. Is that Shep yelling?
Yes.
Hi,
He's
Shep.
yelling no. I'm the baby in this family. Feel you, Shep. I got you, buddy.
I would love, despite them getting stage fright, which, by the way, was the highlight of my weekend, knowing that my children don't want to be on stage. So far.
Just yet.
Just yet.
Wait till you get home tonight and Tom's like, I want to do that again.
Yeah. No. In front of
Can we
cameras.
watch the video?
Over and over. I'd love to have some more. Why are you looking at me?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Hi.
Wow, okay. My first question involves throwing you under the bus, Jared.
Wait, shh. My wife and kids are over there. So, okay.
No, it's a childish thing, so.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
So
They know all about.
So I know you talk with your mouth full. I've seen it. So I was wondering how it is to dine with the whole cast.
Not a lot of people look at me when I'm talking. As soon as I start talking, they lay napkins out, right? But what's great is that even when I finish eating, I still have stuff to eat. Yeah, take that. There's the bus for you. Just kidding. I love eating with the cast. I end up finishing all their food usually, so. But I get to have a good conversation during.
And I was wondering if Dean Smith was Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, the outfit with the stripes and the red. Did you get that? Was that from American Psycho? The stripes and then the red tie?
I think that's you.
Is that English? I don't understand.
American Psycho, Christian Bale.
Yes.
That was the body switch episode? No, what was that?
No. He has the suit with like the blue stripes and the strappies and then the red tie. That's literally Patrick. What? Have you not seen that movie?
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
Wait, was that intentions?
I think that may have been intended via the costume designer, not me or the writers. I think that was a little fun that they were having, and I was like, yeah, I don't care. Listen, I show up to work and whatever's hanging in my trailer, I put it on. Sometimes that's not a good thing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm like, man, these red shorts are.
Not fitting very well over my later hose.
Is this really? Keep in mind, we didn't have mirrors in our trailers until last year. Yeah, so I would just walk out of my trailer and look at Kelly, our on-set costumes, and be like, yeah, okay. And off I go to set. Meanwhile, she's giggling as I'm walking away, but whatever. No joke too cheap.
No joke too cheap.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was maybe intended on their part, and I just went with it.
Thank you guys so much for coming. We love you.
Love you back.
Hey guys. I was wondering if you could tell us anything about having Rob Benedict back on set.
It's been awful. Awful.
It's nice to work with a professional for once. It's, somebody who really brings something to the table. And
Jensen just likes to feel tall.
That's another thing too. It's also nice working with somebody of normal size.
We saw your very instructional live stream about how to
What's that?
We saw Jared's very instructional live stream.
Yeah. It's been great having Rob. He's amazing. And the live stream thing, we learned our lesson because Misha live streamed something the next day or 2 days later, and quickly we received some alarming messages saying you can't play in actual sulfur. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk?
Did you say, do you know who you're talking to?
Yeah, I should have, right? Drop the mic. I did not say that, but we erased it. It's been awesome having Rob back on set. I think that's the fun thing about this show, is that we get to keep on recreating ourselves and the storyline. And even when somebody dies, we've had people come on the show and have a great time and be like, man, this is a lot of fun. Like, I'm bummed to be leaving. And we're like, well, don't worry, you're dying, so you're probably coming back.
We had, it's always nice seeing kind of, because they're not just fan favorites, they're our favorites too. These people can come back and kind of maybe recreate their role or even play a totally different role, who knows. But these actors that come back that we have such a good rapport with, and we work so well with, and we genuinely enjoy their company. We just had, some of you might know the name Eric Kripke come and visit set. He came and visited us on Friday.
Thursday.
And, Friday. I got you. He's got kids here, so it's okay. And it was just interesting because he said it's so nice to come home. And I said, yeah, you mean like coming back to your old high school where no one's graduated? Because that's what's happening here. He's gone off and he's like on his 4th, 5th project, and we're all still slugging away.
Someone made a joke
doing our thing.
When we got picked up for season 12, someone made the joke that, yeah, good going, guys, man. When we got picked up for season 12, I think the first comment out of somebody's mouth, I don't know who it was, but they were like, for the season 12 wrap party, we all have to show up like in prom dresses and prom suits. Because it's like going to school with somebody and growing up for 12 years and it being senior year. And like, now it's prom time, so.
That's not gonna happen. Just gonna put that out there. Well, I don't know, he might wear a prom dress.
Unless
I'm not gonna wear a prom dress.
Unless it's hanging in his trailer, then he just puts it on.
Then it's not my fault.
A little bit of tissue paper, just,
yeah. I don't know what this thing's for. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, nice to have Rob back, and we hope he sticks around for a while.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Hi.
Hi. So you guys have been in some pretty great horror movies in the past, and would you guys like to do that again, or do you have any plans to maybe get back into some of those?
No. No, we don't have plans to. No, we'll never do. That's not what I'm saying. As I know, we don't have any plans to. I don't know about Jared, but I've recently been getting the annual phone call from the agent going, okay, hiatus is coming up. I've got a few projects that might work within your time frame of availability. And I'm like, that's nice. Goodbye. And I really think that until this show comes to an end, which who knows? Who knows? Could be a year from now, could be 7 years from now.
Jensen.
What?
7 years from now?
17 years? Listen, some of us are getting older and are having throat issues from the voices that we're doing on television. So I think it's probably safe to say that until that time looks to be on the horizon, he and I are probably just going to be busy helping our wives raise our children.
Yeah. I'll mirror that. I'll say basically the same thing. He and I are both actors. We love telling stories. We love movies, watching movies, talking about scripts. We still get scripts for movies and read them and go like, hey, did you read this? Yeah, it's cool, huh? Well, it'll be fun to watch in the theaters, you know. But I think he and I both feel an intense commitment and loyalty to the Winchester brothers. I had to go back and play a different character for the first time in 8 years. I got to play Dean. And it was weird, man. It was fun. I would have rather done it after Supernatural was over, but they were only filming for a couple months, so I had to do it during Supernatural. But I realized in playing Dean that there's only one Dean. When I hang Sam's hat up, I'll go look at other characters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hi.
Hi, there's been many AUs on the show. I was wondering if you could direct an episode and place your characters in an AU, what would it be and why?
What's an AU?
Alternate universes.
Duh. I was gonna have this thought. I mean,
I thought it was alien uniform.
I didn't know what to think. I was like, gold? Isn't that gold?
Oh, nerd alert.
I was like, are there really that many golds? And I saw like a couple science majors go like, yeah. I would love to place myself in an AU that involves Sam taking over somebody else's body, because that means that Jared's body gets to be in Austin vacationing.
Boring. Yes, I would like to. I would like the alternate universe of a retiree in Maui.
You know what? Also, I will say this, and I just saw a t-shirt today, so this is helping me answer. I'm bummed that since season 4, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so in 7 years, we haven't done another black and white episode. I thought it was so awesome, and I hope we get to do that again.
It should be done in Hawaii.
Who? All right, it already hung up.
Someone's trying to FaceTime me. I don't know who they are.
But I was going to answer. So yeah, I would say a black and white episode. Thank you so much. Then we could do a horror movie.
Hi guys, I have a question. I was thinking about Demon Dean and all the different characters or variations of your character that you played. I'm wondering how much choices as actors go into how you portray those different characters versus what's in the script and what they've written for you.
In related to Demon Dean,
Or Soul of Sam, or just any
some of the other
kind of variation.
right, the other variations.
Yeah.
There is, I will say, there's probably a preliminary conversation with either Jeremy or Bob or somebody that just kind of gives.
If it was Sarah or Eric.
Or going back, whoever the showrunner is at that time. I think there's probably a preliminary conversation of just kind of what they want to see tonally from that character and how they tell the story that they're telling and how they relate to the different characters. Then once that's kind of established, then it's pretty much off the page, and then we kind of can make our own choices on how we want to facilitate that. So yeah, it's not, I would say it's less, we are far less governed than most new television series or movies or most productions, period, because we really kind of earn the trust of the writers, the producers, the studio, the network. They kind of leave us alone. They're like, you guys, we're not gonna monkey with you guys because it's working.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of hands off. Do what you do because whatever it is, it's working.
Yeah, I'll say that about season 6 when Sarah Gamble took over. I remember I was in LA and I was like, hey, I called her assistant and I was like, I want to have a meeting with Sarah just to congratulate her on taking over the helms of this ship. Wish her luck because Kripke left a big wake, right? Because he was great. And also kind of ask about what's going on. Does she drink wine? They're like, yeah, she likes Pinot Noir. So I grabbed a bottle of wine and went and had a meeting with her. And I was like, so do you have ideas for season 6? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, great, can I hear it? And she goes, well, so Sam's body is back, is not stuck in hell with Michael. He's back, but he's soulless. And she kind of like left it there. And my response was, sweet. Like I was totally lying. I was mortified. I was like, oh, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, and so we're going to play with this like different version of Sam. And I was like, awesome. We had a 30-minute meeting about Jen and life. And anyways, I go back home and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And so I think I called her a couple days later. I was like, Sarah, I got to be honest. Like, I'm really excited, but what does soulless look like? And she's like, well, we're leaving it up to you. I mean it, but you know what's funny is that for me, it was like the biggest vote of confidence. In a really strange way, she wasn't like, well, you're gonna part your hair, you're gonna wear a suit. She was just like, you know what? After 100 episodes, seeing what you've done, we're gonna send you the dialogue if you wanna play with something. And similar thing happened with Gabriel and Ezekiel when Carver kind of went that route. They were like, listen, we trust you, so do what you want to do, and if you don't like something, give us a call, and we'll see how we can make it work. So I think, like Jensen was saying, they give us a certain amount of freedom, which allows us to play within confines. But yeah, it's been a collaboration, which is really nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a bunch.
Hi guys.
You washed the pie off. Hi.
It was cake.
Kay, she had cake in her face today for her birthday.
Yeah.
And Misha did it.
It was beautiful. Thank you for that. Okay, so I have like a really elaborate question, but I'm kind of live streaming, so I can't get to it. So I'm gonna try to come up with what I remember from it. So, okay, so in the past we've seen sort of Dean have external like conflicts with people mostly. And recently in season 10 and season 11, we've seen him turn into like more internal, this like his interactions with himself, he feels this like the darkness is having this effect on him that he is scared of and he doesn't know what this is. And oh, lost my okay.
Yes.
And what's it like from an acting perspective to kind of switch from that external sort of gestures and movements and like acting to more internalized ones?
It's easy. I don't have to do as much. I can just phone it in. It's interesting. It's an interesting observation in regards to kind of this season's Dean, because I guess there is kind of an internal struggle, but I think it's less of an internal struggle than what he was going through the past two to three seasons. I think it's been more. In fact, I was talking about this in the meet and greet. The fact that Dean is able to share with his brother his insecurities is, I think, something that's we haven't seen a lot of. The fact that Dean's able to admit that he can't control whatever this connection that he has to Amara in the darkness, and he's asking his brother to help. That's not something that we generally see from Dean's character. He generally internalizes that and just tries to figure it out and solve it on his own. So I think the fact that he is being more emotionally available or putting himself out there more emotionally this season is part of the reason I think why the brothers' bond has strengthened this year. And the fact that I think Dean was finally felt forgiven for the Get Real and the Mark of Cain and Demon Dean and all these things that have happened over the past two seasons. I think now that he sees that Sam still has his back and still has faith in their relationship is kind of what is fueling Dean towards the end of the season. And so him being vulnerable and emotional enough, or emotionally available enough to ask Sam for help and to wear his feelings a little more outward, I think is what we're seeing, in my opinion. If I'm not portraying that, then that's my fault, and I apologize.
No, you do it beautifully.
Thank you.
In turn, in parallel, Jared, Sam also has this, but it's in the opposite. So it's like, usually Sam is all internalized, and now it's more external.
You can't have two emotionally wrecked people. One's got to be the pillar of strength.
It'd be like this. If we were both internal, it'd be like, action. You okay?
Yeah,
me too. I'm great too.
It's just I gotta talk about my feelings, man.
No, I'd rather talk about mine.
I really need to know.
I have more
first.
feelings.
I have more feelings.
Okay,
listen to me.
Why
are you so emotionally shut off from me? Listen, I'm trying to share with you. That's not gonna work.
Funny enough, that's our season 13 log line. So keep watching.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Hi. I love you. And
Love you back.
thank you. I was wondering.
She was talking to me.
Yeah. Anyway, I was wondering, like, during when you did like the monster of the week, I was wondering if you got the script and you looked for like the name of it, and you were wondering like what monster is it, and you like Google it up or look it up.
I'm gonna let you take this one.
Yeah, I got it. Well, I'd say like the Monster of the Weeks were really kind of early on in the series, and there was some of the folklore creatures that they were writing about in the scripts I was unfamiliar with, so I would have to, like anybody else, have to get on the internet. I would have to go to the library and go through the Dewey Decimal System.
Which was your favorite library to go to? Where was it?
The public library.
I love that one. Which one?
Any one that was available at the time.
The nearest one at the time.
The nearest one at the time. Duh. You could often find me in your nearest public library. Reading up on folklore. So yes, he and I would, be like, "What? Have you heard of this? I haven't heard of it. All right, well, better look it up and see what it is." So yeah, there were quite a few that I was like, I don't know what this is, or I'd heard of that creature and didn't know the story that surrounded it. So it was, in addition to being our job and telling the story, we were actually learning about the story as well.
And luckily, also most of the episodes, just because we didn't want the audience, shuffling off in the middle of the episode to go look up what was going on. Most of the episodes had an explanatory couple of scenes about what we were dealing with, the history of said evil character, and then the resolution. So the writers were talented enough to kind of introduce something that not everybody had heard of, tell you enough about it to where you felt a part of the story, and then it kind of invited you to either look into it more afterwards or just enjoy it as it was.
Thank you, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Hi, so first off, I actually just had my birthday yesterday, same as It's my 21st, it was my 21st birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
And
did you hear that, Tom? Same birthday, kiddo.
He's like, no, it's my birthday.
But I'm a lot older. And as for my question, I know, Jared, that you were just filming the Gilmore Girls revival, which is where I first watched it. But like, his character's name is Dean. So do you think maybe that was there ever maybe an idea where like Jensen comes on the show and then like plays the small role as a character called Sam? Because that would be great.
Jensen's actually the bag boy at Ducey's Market. His name is Sam.
Did you say the bad boy or the bag boy?
The bag boy.
For a minute, I'm like,
totally
like the collar pop, and I'm like, hey, I'm Sam.
I'll be bagging your groceries.
I'll be bagging your groceries.
I had somebody come up to me today, and they were a fully formed, functioning human being. And they said to me, and I quote, "I've been watching you since I was 5 on Gilmore Girls." And I was like, "Oh, you have great hair now."
They're 37 now.
It's been a fun run. It'll be a fun show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I love you guys so much.
Thanks.
Best birthday ever.
Yes.
Hi. First off, I want to say I love you so much and thank you for coming. My question was, by far, what was your favorite season to record ever of Supernatural?
Mine's I gotta go with 4, right?
Smart move, Jared. Smart move.
The season I met my wonderful wife. The diving catch.
Oh dear. I too liked 4 quite a bit. I thought there were some really strong episodes. Because you met somebody who wrangled you in. That's fair. No, I don't know. There's certainly been some highlights in almost every season, almost. I really liked season 9 a lot, and I could go back and watch just about any episode of season 1 too. And I think that really set the tone of the show, and that kind of set us off on this wild and crazy ride that has been Supernatural. So
I'm going to do something totally impromptu. I'm going to look to my left and ask what my partner's favorite part was, or first thing to come to mind of each season 1 through 10. Season 1, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Bugs.
Car accident. Season 2, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I don't remember season 2.
I don't have any idea. Season 3. Just first thing that comes to your mind. Hurry.
The hanging by the hooks at the very end.
Oh yeah, I was going to say Writer's Strike, so Mystery Spot.
Oh yeah.
Season 4.
Season 4, the end.
Jen. Season 5.
Season 5, Swan Song. Crippy left us.
Yeah. Season 6.
No, I don't remember anything from season 6.
French Mistake.
Oh yeah.
Season 7.
It was the season after 6.
A lot of dick jokes, death stories.
Yes, the Leviathans.
Season 8.
Still Leviathans.
What? What, really? Benny. See, I was going to say Salvation.
That was 8?
I guess.
No, that was 9.
No.
Don't argue with me.
Okay. Agree to disagree. I was going to say Sacrifice. Mark Shepard singing David Bowie. Season, what are we at now? 9.
Purgatory? Forget you people!
9.
Wait, season 9 was Gadriel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you speaking in iambic pentameter.
Yeah. I remember the outtake when I couldn't say that line, and it was like
that's happened in every season. Usually once a show.
That's true. Maybe weekly. Season 10.
The Hammer debacle.
I remember
Hammergate.
I remember getting stabbed in the knee after you.
Hammergate and me stabbing you in the knee with a 9-inch blade.
And Knifegate. Season 11.
Season 11. The Baby.
Do
we have a drink? I need a drink.
I think the upshot of that conversation is, are we sure season 2 happened?
I think we skipped 2 and went right into 3. Oh, wait, I remember 2. Women. Ruby and Bella.
It's 3.
The original?
Yes.
Again, did season 2 happen?
I was going to say, somebody said Gate Tigerman, and that was awesome. Bad Day at Black Rock, was that 2? It was 3? Did season 2 happen?
All Hell Breaks Loose? All Hell Breaks Loose.
Sidekicks.
That's what it is.
Joe.
You getting stabbed in the back by Aldous.
Yes.
And had the scene with you
building the apocalypse on stage.
You dead on the bed in the scene where I had to say I'm sorry. Like Dean had to say I'm sorry, and you had to hold your breath. And I took as long as I could because I wanted to see if I could get you to pass out.
I always knew you were milking it.
Yep. Oh yeah, buddy. I told Kim Manners, I'm like, listen, just let it roll. Let it roll, because it is 3 o'clock, time for milking.
If I had a nickel.
Just lost Kmart on that one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. Thanks. I want to go back and see what our answers were.
Hi.
Hey, brother.
I'm like embarrassed now. I'm gonna do better next time, and then we're gonna have a little like Jeopardy music going, and it's gonna be okay. Hi.
Hello. So I was wondering how often, if any, or if ever, do Dean and Sam kind of bleed over into like Jensen and Jared? Like if you're, ever in traffic and someone's driving slow and you're like, move, son of a bitch.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Thank you very much. I've been doing everyone all day, all weekend.
Well, just last night, we went to Tom's birthday party, and I ordered a steak, and it was a little dry. So it was, Jensen, salt, gun, salt, gun, salt. That's a good question.
Strike one. I would say it's probably more likely for Jensen and Jared to cross over into Dean and Sam than it would be the opposite. But there have been times. I think I've said this once before, that there's sometimes when I get called out by my wife. She's like, "Don't talk like Dean. Don't use that voice up in here. That's." And then there's other times where she's like, "Do it like Dean."
She was a big Gilmore Girls fan. It's not a big deal. We don't talk about it a lot, guys.
Jen is over there texting Daniil going, we need to think about an out.
We married idiots. Same. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much. I love you guys.
That's a
Thanks,
back
pal.
at you. Love you, brother.
Hi.
So my question's gonna be it might be a little bit confusing. So I know when I first saw you guys.
Complacent?
No.
Confusing. Sorry.
Yeah. I was a little bit baffled and like shocked by, well, not shocked, but like amazed by you guys. And I know many of the rest of us were. And my question for you guys was like, who is somebody like, when you first saw them, who baffled you or who like amazed you?
Ooh, good question.
Yes, Jen, but also Eddie Vedder. It was sort of that like, and even Mike McCready. I think we went to a Pearl Jam concert in Vancouver years ago, and one of the tour managers was a fan of Supernatural, and she was like, "Hey, if you want passes to the green room, come on in. I'd love to meet the guys." We're like, "Oh yeah." And so we go to the green room, and I walk in, and it's like me and Jen and you and D, right? And Jen, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jen is like, "What?" And looking at me, and I'm like, "What do you mean, what?" And she's like, "You're squeezing the crap out of my hand." And I was like, "Oh, sorry," because like Mike McCready was a couple feet away, and I was like, and she's like, What? And I was like, "I didn't say anything. I'm looking at Mike McCready. Quit talking to me." And then I was like, "Oh man, I always hoped I wouldn't act like that. Like I totally nerded out. Totally."
And that wasn't the last time. Yeah, he fanboyed like hardcore. I don't know. I tend to like just avoid. If I see somebody that I'm like, oh wow, that's so and so, I'm like, and I'm leaving. I do remember, however, there was I was in a restaurant in LA, and it was a very small Italian restaurant, and it's basically just a square, like a very small square, not much bigger than this stage, and there's maybe 12 to 15 tables, and that's it. And so I was sitting there, and I was with Daniil and my buddy Steve Carlson, and we were having dinner, and I look over to my left, and I hear this voice, and it's Al Michaels, the sportscaster, and he walks up to the table next to me and starts talking to Don Rickles. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Al Michaels and Don Rickles. They're like within arm's reach. And then I look straight ahead of me, and there's Chelsea Handler, and I had just been on her show. So she comes over and starts talking to me, and I'm like, and right about that time, Denzel Washington and Lenny Kravitz walk in. And I'm not kidding. I mean, they're like having to like squeeze by the table. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. And smells good, doesn't it? The musk. Hashtag blame the musk. And so, yeah, then Denzel and Kravitz walk by, and then they start talking to Don Rickles and Al Michaels, and at this point, I'm like urinating underneath the table from excitement, and
which is not unusual.
It's not really unusual. So luckily I was able to, Daniil I think said, calm down. I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry. This is too much, too close.
Daniil said, quit crying. Calm down.
Well, she said that until she saw Kravitz, and then I had to pull her. I had to tackle her, actually. So yeah, that's one that comes to mind.
Yeah. Thank you.
Point of that story: don't ever go to Giorgio Baldi's. That's the name of the restaurant.
Because there's pee under the table.
And then at one point, I look over and Denzel and Lenny are having dinner together, and Lenny has like one of those actual phones that you plug into your iPhone, but it looks like an actual phone. Yes, you guys have seen these things? I mean, it's just like a novelty gag. It's stupid, but it's as big as this microphone.
You plug it in
and he's talking on it, and then he's like, and then he gets up to go to the restroom, and then I look over and Denzel's like, and I watch him for a second. He kind of looks at it, and he's sitting at the table by himself. And he's kind of looking at it, and he's like. I caught that little moment. I was happy about it.
But that's like a 20-second long moment. Did you turn away?
No, I was like this. Hi.
I was asking, what was your guys' first experience like, and was it? You mean like
of all time?
This could go anywhere.
I think Jensen already talked about it. He peed under the table.
No, what was your guys' experience like, and was it what you expected on the set?
On this set or on any set?
On like any set, like on Supernatural, like meeting the
so
cast.
Yeah, on this set. We'll go.
What was your experience like on any set? I mean, Supernatural.
That's a valid question.
What was the first experience, our experience, like?
Yes. Yeah.
Pertaining to Supernatural?
Yeah.
So like when we met for the first time kind of thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wow, this guy is really tall and skinny.
And I was like, wow.
This guy's handsome.
Maybe I didn't read the script right. I thought I was supposed to have a brother. That's one of the earlier. I don't remember getting the script originally, but I remember reading through it and being like, at the time, like Charmed was on, and Angel, and maybe Buffy was still on, and those are all great shows, but not the show I wanted to do next in my career. And I was like, well, fun, but I wanted to do something a little bit grittier and more real, a little bit kind of like gnarlier. And they're like, no, listen, this is not going to be a show about like the goofy aspects of science fiction. It's going to be kind of gritty, like X-Files. I was like, all right, well, send it to me, let me read it. And I read it and I was like, this kicks ass. Like we should definitely go after this. And so very shortly thereafter, probably within the span of a week or something, we were reading for the heads of the network in the studio, and we show up. And usually when you get to an audition, it's a horrifically anxiety-inducing process. And you usually walk in and it's like all the guys who kind of look like you and are within 5 years of your age, either with this or that way. A lot of them have a lot more experience, and they're all talking about like this role they just did or that thing they did. It's a mortifying, just really dehumanizing experience. And so we get there and I'm like, okay, every person who I've ever seen on a TV show or a movie that's my age is going to be there auditioning for this pilot, because it was the big Warner Brothers pilot. So I show up and Johnny Handsome walks in and is like, hey, you seen Days of Our Lives, Dark Angel, and Smallville? Yeah, that's me.
And I knew he had. It was just a formality.
No, and so he walks in, we start talking. Hey, where you from? Texas. Me too. Who's your, yeehaw. Yee frickin' ha. Who's your team? Cowboys. Me too. You listen to music? Yeah. You like country? Yeah. Me too. Long story short, we got along, and we were the only people that showed up.
Well, yeah, I think my question was, where's everybody else? He's like, I don't know. He's like, are you reading for Sam or Dean? I'm like, I'm reading for Dean. He's like, I'm reading for Sam. I'm like, so where's everybody else? Where are the other 10 actors that are fighting for this job, right? Fighting for this role? And no one ever showed up. And then they asked the two of us to come back. We read together for the first time ever in front of 30 executives of Warner Brothers, and
when I told Dad I was scared of the thing in my closet, he gave me a 45.
What was he supposed to do? You know what's out there. In actuality, it was, what was he supposed to do?
It was this. He gave me a 45. Dude.
What was he supposed to do? You know what's out there.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, thank you.
This is the last question. 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 Another one. This is the very last question. Last question. This is the last question. This is the last question. It's the very last question. Screaming it up, 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 up.
This is it. This is it. You got it. Here he is. The chair of destiny. And the tail of destiny, apparently.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, say hi to
Chantal.
Chantal. Chantal, where are you
What is
from?
your? Oh, yes. Where are you from first? Let's get the pleasantries out of the way.
Oh, nice. Haida-Gwaii. We all know that. Haida-Gwaii? I've never heard of it.
Nobody has.
Vacation places.
Right on. Well, say hi to your SPN family out there. Now, Chantal, what is your question?
Okay, my question is, if you guys were to, wow, it's a really hard question to put into thought. Now my head is,
to have something like the French mistake happen, only in reverse, and were to separately end up in Sam and Dean's shoes, and you had a day pretending to be your character with their brother, what would you say to your brother that you think he should hear the most that his brother would never be able to say to him?
Sheesh. Wow. That's a good one. There's a lot that I would like to say to my pseudo brother, but I've got to be brutally honest. If Jared ever woke up in Sam Winchester's shoes, Jared would find the nearest bathroom and hide in it and cry and lock the door.
No, like.
Yes, and so I think the thing that Jared as Sam Winchester would say to his brother Dean is, just keep me safe, keep me safe. I just gotta ride this out, it's 24 hours.
I think the first thing...
Yeah, that he's...
I have an important message. I have a very important message for both of the Winchester brothers. And I hope that they hear me.
Get you if you were, caught. Shifter or something.
Get me as in like... Listen, this isn't a big thing, it's just a very small thing, but it's just a tiny suggestion that I, Jensen, would have for the Winchester brothers. And that is, use the damn grenade launcher for crying out loud. It's literally been there since episode 1. Or maybe they just don't have any grenades. Oh. I'm sure they do.
So then Sam would say, load up on some grenades. Chantel, thank you so much.
Thanks for sharing the stage with us.